So we're using the Panasonic DVX200 today. We're doing some chicken feed. So what I've done, I recorded it in 4K, but downloading it in 4K, my machine is not good at doing that. So I downsampled to 1080p. So what you're seeing was filmed, shot in 422, 4K, 30p, and then I've downsampled it. And I've attempted at color grading because I'm shooting in Vlog. And so that's what's going on right now. So you're seeing sample footage from them. I think like it's looking pretty good. What's the experience of shooting? It is a little bit heavy, but not that heavy. It wouldn't. I wouldn't mind rigging it up with something on the bottom so I could lay it on the ground. Feel comfortable laying it on the ground as it is. I don't have anything underneath the camera. But that rocker zoom, you can't beat it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, look how close I'm able to get in on them, and I'm not that close. And if you start to learn how to use the settings, the native ISO, the lowest ISO is 500, and then you can go from there. So there's just ways you got to learn how to shoot with the camera to show the displays. And if you take your time, and there's a bunch of stuff online that'll teach you actually how to use the menus and how to get footage that you deem pretty well. Because if you shoot right with it, looks pretty nice. I mean, I can't complain. Like if I'm just using it for storytelling as a tool, it's a very nice tool. It's heavy, but has a lot with it. It comes with a lot. It comes with two XLRs. It comes with a built-in ND filter, which I'm using right now. So when you're shooting outdoors, you don't tend to need a high f-stop or a low f-stop, right? You don't need those fast pieces of glass during the daytime. If anything, you need an ND filter. I mean, if you have an ND filter with fast glass, that's obviously nice. But this goes to 2.8. But you can get some really nice footage, and you can even get bokeh off like 4, f-stop of 4 if you know how to shoot it. If you're a little bit out, zoomed in on one thing, because all bokeh is like one thing is in focus and one thing's out. So if you're just targeting your subject, and then the things that aren't being targeted will be out of focus. So you can get a bokeh effect on this camera, though you know it's not going to be as deliberate as having like just setting it to 1.4 and having an ND filter on it, and there you go. So the next step, best step to me personally, would be to have a machine like this with a rocker zoom, but it also has interchangeable lenses. I don't know if that's possible, but and then it has these two zooms on it, which I really like. There's one that's a more dramatic zoom, which you would expect from a standard camcorder, and then there's one like a kind of a micro zoom, which also kind of has a kind of a dramatic effect, like a kind of a zooming effect. As you can see, it's really difficult to expose legs. She's just super white, so the histogram and the zebra stripes are always like telling me, hey, you gotta watch out for that one. So you see the blurry background we got back there. I feel like that's kind of. I mean, what could you need? I mean, like as far as focusing on that centerpiece, we're growing more greens today. And the camera. I mean, the autofocus just kind of works. It seems like it's focused to the center. There's a little crosshair in the center on the LCD, and if you're pointed things to there, you can focus. But you can also like do manual focus, so you can focus to things that are off to the side. And then there's an also, if you are in a manual focus, there's a button where you can just quick focus. I think it's assignable to one of the buttons, but there's a dedicated button to quick focus assist. So if you're in manual and you just need to press it just to get your focus real quick, works pretty well. I mean, I cannot complain. I mean, the idea of these kind of machines is you're able to shoot on your own, so you can get this footage. And so I'm using the Atmos Ninja, but I'm not using it as a recorder right now. I'm actually just using it as a monitor just to get focus. And so it really helps having a monitor. I mean, the Ninja, like the being able to use SSD, the ease of recording the codecs that you can use once you put it into Resolve, it's just easy to work with. But also beyond that, the monitors just allow you to see more, and if you see more, you can capture more. Because the difference is you might see something with your eye, but if you don't see it on the viewfinder, you can't be confident that you're capturing it, and you definitely can't be confident that you're exposing it right if you don't even know it's there. But with the monitor, because it's a bigger screen and it's just dedicated to viewing and it's very bright, you can see more things. So you can see little critters and things. You can get shots that you wouldn't get before, especially with the type of video that I try to make when I'm outdoors. You know, maybe I'll see a squirrel, maybe I'll see a little type of bird that I want to capture. And if I can see it on the monitor, it makes it so much easier to capture. So right now we're mixing up some cocoa coir. I'm totally segueing back to gardening. But, you know, just because the image is enough there, you can start storytelling and you don't even think about it anymore. You're more thinking about, is this guy's audio any good? Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. We'll see. But anyway, so I'm mixing in a little bit of cocoa coir just to soften up the medium. Sometimes it can get really compacted. And so you need things that just help it aerate it a little bit. And I feel like that cocoa coir, it helps a little. So here we go. We do this every day. If not every day, at least 3 times a week. So here we are. And we do this in the winter. We do this it's the late fall right now. Or, you know, the fall's just middle fall or whatever. But here we go. Still warm. We had a smoky sky. Gosh, man. I don't even want to talk about it, but the smoke in the sky was, it's not pleasant. And it's happening more frequently. And that is a shame. In any case, it also affects the visibility when you're shooting. It kind of makes the shooting look hazy. So I feel like this is as clear an image as I could get at the time. And I do have the ND filter on the first stop of it. You know, and as I was editing, you do a little test. You take it on and off, and you can see how to, if you're overexposed or not. Because when you have it in Vlog, it's hard to tell. But there is a Vlog assist button, which kind of like it's almost like just puts on a Rec 709 LUT onto it to show you what your colors would look like if you actually went and used that LUT. So that's a nice addition. It helps you with your exposure, and it helps you see if the things are, you know, if you're seeing what you're seeing. If the colors will come out for you. Now we got some agua going. You know, I feel like the colors have come out okay. They're a little bit dull, a little bit luggy, but I went with that over something that was overpowering. And also, to be honest, I am filming straight into the DVX200. I'm not filming to SD card on the Atmos, which I just wanted to see what it was like. Filming to the Atmos using the XD, it's another added benefit that I had not foreseen. It just makes me want to edit more. It seems like the files move very quickly once they're plugged in, and it just makes you want to put stuff together. And you see, there's the focus. We pulled the focus now. Obviously, it's been edited a little bit, so it took a second. But this is me on my own. I'm not really wanting to touch the camera because I got my gloves on, and I'm just using the monitor and positioning of the item, knowing where it'll draw focus to get it to do that. So I can't complain. Looks good. I mean, especially if you're willing to edit it. You can take a second to get your focus. You know what I mean? Like, no one's expecting. Well, I am not expecting to get it all perfectly all at once. So, you know, you wait for your focus to pull, and then you cut it once the focus pulls, so it looks nice and neat. All right, we got the seeds going on. Now, this part is a little bothersome because the background's tack sharp now, and the foreground's a little bit soft. We're getting there now. Oh, see, we had a second there. What was it? Anyway, so we're all set to go. Now you're going to see a little example at the end of this, whereas I was able to catch a little bit. This is simply because of the monitor, just because of the video visuals I get from using this monitor. And look at Cuddles. You know, look, this is nice footage. Again, this is 4K down to 1080, and I feel like looks pretty nice. I can't complain. I just, you know, I'm not like too big a pixel people. It's more about a feel that I get. Some footage I like, some footage I don't love so much. Just depends on how you expose it, the lighting you have. Because even the Sony CX405 gets footage that I like, and it's a tiny little thing that shoots in 1080. But oh, see, look, there's a squirrel. Would not have been able to see the squirrel. I would have seen it with my eyes, obviously, but I would not be able to capture it so center frame if it was not for that monitor. So shout out to Atmos. Thanks for watching, my friends.